You're looking at the tornado on the ground.
We all barricaded down here.
I looked up and saw the wall move.
April 28th, 2014 is a day many of us will never forget. Tornadoes tore through Tupelo, Louisville, and Columbus, destroying homes, businesses, and lives. It was a bad day. We've told a lot of stories since that day, and so over the next 6 nights, we want to bring you an update on some of the more memorable stories from 2014. But first, tonight, I'm here at my home to tell you a story Matt and I have never told. Our story. What you saw that day is very different from what happened behind the camera, especially for Matt. What was going through his mind when the storms hit and he was stuck with static screens and silence? We recently sat down together to watch that coverage for the first time. Take a look. You ready?
I suppose.
All right.
Tornado touchdown just south of our WTVA studios. We may or may not be on the air at this instant. We hope you'll stick with us. Everybody, basement now. Basement now. Let's go. Now. What? Okay, now. Multi-vortex tornado moving through the city of Tupelo as we speak. This is a dangerous and could be life-threatening situation. We want, of course.
Most people at home didn't see what's happening here.
Confirmed at this instant. You'll have to give me a second. We took a power hit here at the studio, and I have to get all of my ability to look and see things back.
You can see the lights flashing.
Touchdown just south of our WTVA studios. We may or may not
Look
be
at
on
my
the air
hair.
at this instant. We hope you'll stick with us. Everybody, basement now.
And right there's where the signal cuts off for people at home. You get that moment where it's just kind of the stuck image.
So it was stuck on this image?
It was stuck on that image of me pointing, that image right there. By this point, we're on backup generators in the TV station. From that flash on, we're on backup generators. Like, this has been that situation I've always worried about, where you're going to have a catastrophic failure of the power grid, the communication grid. Like, all these things are down. And so the fact that we are still broadcasting, I know we can still get the word out, but what is the information I'm going to get out? That then becomes the challenge. So I get on my phone.
Get me somebody.
Yeah, I mean, you hear me say, get me somebody. What I'm looking there, and I'm
Wait,
yeah, right here.
this is it?
Yeah.
My name's Matt Lawpon. I'm Chief Meteorologist at Tupelo's WTVA. We have no internet or ability to see the current warnings. What are the current warnings in effect?
So this is a woman from the National Weather Service, and what she's doing, what we basically did, I just started asking her questions. So about 40 minutes I'm on the phone with her, 35 to 40 minutes, and just asking her questions, and she's like, I gotta go.
Then what?
That's a good question. You know, I tossed to you for a second as we're trying to figure it out. There's my I feel like that's my last warning here. And so right here, this is probably the hardest 2 minutes of my entire career, no questions asked.
Tornado watch continues in effect. And we're doing a volume check.
So I need that computer for life and death, and it's like, no, I need to check over stuff. And it's very much at that point like there's nothing left.
So here's what we're going to do.
Here's what we're going to do. You know what I was going to do? I was going to go toss the Weather Channel, another TV station in the market. I was going to do anything but keep people watching me at that moment. That's what I was going to do. And in my brain, something popped in my brain. It's got to be God. Something popped in my brain and said, no, put up tornado safety rules.
We're going to put up some tornado safety rules.
So I put up tornado safety rules. I can tell you with absolute certainty, I have no clue what I would have said after tornado safety rules. I think it's highly likely I would have said, I appreciate you watching, but you need to choose a different TV channel. And so I throw up tornado safety rules. I talk about, you know, how we need to know these because we're going to have storms marching through the area.
Farther south and east. As the afternoon
My breath
progresses.
catches for a second,
Some
and
of those
data comes
thunderstorms
back.
Could be strong, and tornadoes could be strong. Keep everybody off of the network, please, if you would, while you have data coming in.
There's literally no explanation why that is the instant the data comes back. And yet, if it doesn't, I mean, I tell people to change the channel. But it does. And then what's instantly obvious is Louisville's about to get kicked in the shins.
Let's see where we're at. Oh my goodness. We have significant tornadoes.
But there are very few times that I felt like I could actively be hurting somebody by being on television. And at that moment, I'm like, somebody who is watching me in another place where a tornado is coming toward them could get killed by me continuing to talk right now. There might be people that will watch me to the very end. It's on me to realize this is the very end. It's got to be somebody else. And yet their data comes back. That is the feeling of the day that I remember and I will never forget. It's just, that was my God moment.
I know. 2 minutes after radar data finally started to trickle in, the tornado that would eventually hit Louisville touched down. Over the next 56 minutes, 10 people lost their lives. Later on this week, Matt will share a story about a Louisville family that's just now rebuilding. It's one of many stories that we will tell over the next 6 nights in our series, 10 Years Later. You can catch it on WTVA 9 News at 6 and 10. In Lee County, Emily Leonard, WTVA 9 News.